good evening, and welcome to the J-98 Dream Team Ceremony. My name is Glenn Johnson. I'll be your master of ceremonies tonight. I would like to introduce to you Stuart McMillan, who works at our KJEF affiliate, KJFF in Festus. He covers the Jefferson County schools. He works up there. He'll be handing out their certificates, patches, and plaques to each of the athletes tonight. Ryan Reinheimer, our sports director at KJEF, could not make it tonight because he's actually following Jefferson College, who made it to the Junior College World Series. So he's in Grand Junction, Colorado, and I know we got some Jeffco fans here today, so hopefully they do well. Nick Hobbs will be snapping the pictures, so you'll see the smiling faces on MyMoInfo.com later this week. Special thanks to Jack Sadler, who's putting us on video tonight on J98 Web TV at MyMoInfo.com, and Kim Long and the sales staff here at the radio station helping out. Those are the faces you saw when you walked in. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. I want to tell you about how the Dream Team works. What we do at the radio station, we have no control over who makes the Dream Team whatsoever. We send out nomination forms to each coach and each sport, and we do it 3 times a year. This is the spring sports version of our Dream Team. We also do a winter sports and a fall sports. So we send out the nomination forms with guidelines of just how many people you can nominate, but they can be any age, freshman through senior. A coach can nominate, send those nominations back in to me and my staff at the radio station. We put all those statistics, accomplishments, whatever the coach wants to provide on a ballot, and then send it back out to the coaches for the coaches to vote on. And then they get 2 weeks to send it back to me, and then that's how we get the Dream Team. It's pretty simple. Most votes makes the Dream Team, and the athletes that are sitting behind me today are the ones that have been recognized. And it's a pretty big deal because you think in all conference or in all district, this is even bigger than that because our radio station, J98, covers so much of an area from St. Louis all the way down to Cape Girardeau and then east and west pretty good ways too. So a whole bunch of schools are nominating players for this Dream Team. So if you make it, it's a pretty big deal to be on there. It's it's kind of like an all-region and almost as prestigious as maybe being all-state. That many teams are included. So the athletes that are sitting behind me today certainly deserve to be here, and the coaches are the ones who decided I had nothing to do with it. We'll go ahead and get started with the golf Dream Team this year. Our first presenter has been 2-time Coach of the Year in our Dream Team ceremony, and he had 2 golfers qualify for state this year, one of which he'll be talking about right now. Please welcome Mike Yates from Arcadia Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you Eric Bennett. Eric's a senior at the Arcadia Valley High School. He's son of Carrie and Sean Bennett. Eric is a member of the National Honor Society, member of the high school choir, had a leading role in this year's musical at the Arcadia Valley High School. Eric's played basketball and golf throughout his high school career. He is qualified in golf for all district honors for 4 years, all conference for 3 years, and he's also been a state qualifier for 4 years. Eric has received a golf scholarship to play here at Mineral Area College this year, and I'm positive that Eric will have a great asset to Coach Gans and to his program. Eric, it's been fun for the last 4 years. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And whatever you do. And ladies and gentlemen, Eric Bennett.
Our next presenter actually couldn't be here tonight. He's the first-year head coach of the Bismarck Indian golf team, Derek Simonson. Again, Derek Simonson unable to attend. But do we have Trevor Mills, the Dream Team athlete here? Trevor? Okay, so Trevor Mills unable to attend today too. But Derek Simonson did send in a statement that he wanted me to read on his behalf about Trevor Mills, who's an excellent golfer for Bismarck, and I'll go ahead and take this time to do that. In my first year coaching golf at Bismarck, I could not have been more lucky than to have such a talented golfer and Trevor Mills leading our golf team. Trevor's an extremely talented young man who served as a leader to not only the golf team this year, but also the basketball team as well. Trevor earned all district and all conference honors in golf this season, and he did the same in basketball. He made it to state for golf this year, making it his third straight year competing for state golf. Trevor had the best individual score at the NCAA Conference Golf Tournament this May, and he also signed a golf scholarship to attend Mineral Area College this fall, just like Eric Bennett. And I understand they're actually good buddies. So he'll be competing for the MAC golf team under Coach Tony Gans. Trevor's the first person from Bismarck to get a scholarship for golf. Trevor's a very determined young man who I will miss having on the golf team and the basketball team, but I know he will be very successful at Mineral Area College next season and beyond that as well. I wish him continued success and the best of luck in the future. Thanks, and sorry I could not attend personally. That's from Coach Derek Simonson from the Bismarck Indians. Could I get a round of applause for Trevor Mills? I understand our next presenter was not able to make it tonight either. Festus golf coach Chris Cook not able to attend. He was coach of the year actually in 2009. You'll notice that on your program. His golfer that made the dream team was Ali Abbas, a junior from Festus High School, and he was a medalist in 5 of 8 conference matches this year, 3rd overall at the Mid-East tournament and 8th overall at the Festus Invitational. That includes 16 teams in that invitational. He was 7th overall at districts. He was a sectional qualifier in 2011 and 2012, and he was all-district in 2012. Also a great student with a GPA well over 3 and a class rank of 83 at the Festus junior class level. Please, big round of applause for Ali Abbas of Festus. Next presenter is the athletic director at Potosi High School. You'll notice he was coach of the year back in 2010. He also coached the player of the year that year. Please welcome Mike Mapes from Potosi.
Being in the kid business, I'd like to thank Glenn and the radio station for honoring kids. That is our business. It's a great thing that you do, and we appreciate at Potosi what you do for our kids and our programs. Thank you, Glenn. Folks, it's my pleasure to introduce Eric McCoy, Jr. at Potosi High School. He looked really nice a while ago. He had a tie on and everything. He said, Coach, nobody else got a tie on. I'm taking this thing off. So I have to tell a little story about him. Eric is a junior at Potosi, son of Vicki and Phil McCoy. Personally, guys, thank you very much for allowing me to take Eric all over the state to play golf. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the parents you are and the friends you are to me. Thank you very much. I could tell you a lot about Eric's golf career. He's had a very successful career. This year he was medalist 4 out of the 5 matches we had. He also was a medal winner in 7 out of 8 tournaments we played in. He was all conference, all district. That's the stuff that people will forget. The thing you will want to remember about Eric. When Eric was in 8th grade, he's a 3-sport athlete. Played football, played basketball, played summer baseball. Had a freak accident playing basketball. Broke the bone. I know you radio folks can see me pointing at his knee, but broke the bone that connected his kneecap to his leg. Doctors told him he couldn't run until June. So he was pretty heartbroken. He wasn't going to be able to play baseball. He played baseball of his life. So lucky for me, I said, hey, bud, you want to play golf? And he said, I'll give it a try. Now he's been all conference, all district, and a dream teamer. Congratulations, Eric.
Our next presenter from Steelville High School also could not make it tonight. The coach there, the golf coach, is Ben Martin. The athlete that he was to present tonight also had other engagements and could not attend. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Zach Fester from Steelville Golf. Not only was he a Dream Teamer last year, he's our reigning Dream Team golfer of the year, Zach Fester was. He's a senior this year. He's a 3-time conference champion. He's been all district 3 times, all sectional, and all state in 2010, 2011. This year, he just finished short of becoming all state again this year, but He's also a member of NHS, FBLA, Math and Science Club. He finished 29th at state this year. You have to finish in the top 15 to be considered All-State, so he couldn't quite repeat it this year, but he's a great golfer. He shot an 80 on day one at the state meet and an 85 on day two for a 165 total. Please give it up for Zach Fester from Steelville. So it's now time to present our Golfer of the Year, and unfortunately our golfer was one of the ones that was not able to attend tonight. This is his second straight year on the Dream Team. He finished 26th at state, shooting a two-day total of 172, and he'll be golfing at Mineral Area College next year. It's Trevor Mills of Bismarck. Our Coach of the Year is here tonight, and actually it was a tie this year. And I'm going to just tell you right now, there were 3 ties this year for Coach of the Year. In the 5 sports that we have, 3 of them tied for Coach of the Year. Shows a little bit of the respect, I think, that a lot of these coaches have for each other. I'll bring them up one at a time. Our first Coach of the Year, it's his second time receiving this award. It's Mike Mapes from Potosi.
Glenn, thanks a lot. Radio people, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be up here. People can talk about how good a coach and how Coach of the Year, but you're not a very good coach if you don't have very good players, and I had one outstanding player in Eric McCoy.
And I'm no genius, but by process of elimination, since the rest of the coaches weren't here, the only other golf coach that came tonight that's left is receiving this award for the 3rd time. Welcome back, Mike Yates from Arcadia Valley.
This is an honor to get this, and like Coach Mapes says, you know, being Coach of the Year, it's great. Kids like this make it for us. I want to thank all the coaches that voted for us. Thanks.
That might be a record first segment at the Dream Team ceremony. That one sped right through. Let's give it up for one more time for the Golf Dream Team this year. We also have several sponsors you'll notice in our program that really make this ceremony possible and the Dream Team possible. I'd like to take a moment now to thank a few of those. American Home and Mattress and Festus, Bank of Bloomsdale, Bob Foster, Inc. in DeSoto, Buckley Towing in Park Hills, Busenbark Flooring in Park Hills, Coldwell Banker agent Kim Kugler of Festus, and CP Steel Coating and Striping in Farmington. Moving on to the girls' soccer Dream Team now. Our first presenter was our very first Dream Team Girls Soccer Coach of the Year back in 2008. He just wrapped up a district championship season yesterday, falling in the sectional round to Cape Notre Dame in overtime 2-1. He wasn't going to go easy. It's Tony Kuster from DeSoto.
Thank you very much. On the way in the drive I had down here, which is about 50 miles for me, it dawned on me that Kinsley Fitzpatrick was an Irish name that had a nice ring to it. And I found out that she had an Irish temper last night after I took her out of the game. With 41 goals and 17 assists this year, she led her DeSoto team to a district championship. A career goal count of 153 goals and 52 assists. For many, this would be a lifetime achievement. I know it would be for me. And she's only 18. She's been bestowed with all conference, all district, all metro, and all state honors. And as a senior will be playing in the St. Louis High School All-Star Game on June 30th. This year, she was Post-Dispatch's Jefferson County Athlete of the Year. She has 2 Dream Team awards under her belt. As if this wasn't enough, she was ranked 4th in her graduating class and will be attending Rockhurst University on a full academic and athletic scholarship. Kinsley's a winner on the field. She's learning how to be a winner in life. And it's really been my sincere pleasure to have coached and kind of aggravated her once in a while over the last 4 years. And my best wishes go out to Kinsley. Thank you.
Kinsley's third year on the Dream Team this year for girls soccer, so congratulations to her. Next up, our next presenter came up one game short of back-to-back district titles this year. He's racked up 32 wins over the past 2 years and again gets to introduce his daughter for the second year in a row. Welcome, Rusty Santagra from Farmington.
It's my honor to be up here, for my daughter. Taylor's been selected. This is her second year to the Dream Team. She's the daughter, obviously, of me and Heather Sansagra. It's been an honor to coach her not only for the past 2 years in high school, but for most of her life. I've seen Taylor grow into the player she is from the time she started at 9 years old. The effort and time outside of her high school season is what doesn't show up on the stat sheet. I'm sure that there are other athletes here that put in plenty of time outside, but to me, that commitment and dedication is what make these athletes special. As a sophomore, Taylor put up some pretty good stats. She finished the season with 59 goals and 24 assists in 23 games. She set school records for career goals, goals in a season, goals in a game, assists in a career, assists in a season, points in a season, and points in a career. She is leading the state with 59 goals and was 4 goals away from the state record for the season. She set the state record for points in a season with 142 points. She has scored 100 goals and has 41 assists in 47 games for her career so far. There's no doubt that she has the ability to do great things offensively, but she is also that special player that has the ability to make her players around her better. The last 2 seasons have been the best 2 seasons in school history. We won our first district championship last season and lost in the final in overtime this season. Before the last 2 seasons, we hadn't won a district game. Several college coaches have seen that same ability in Taylor, and it has produced some great offers from some top Division I schools and also some special rankings for TopDrawerSoccer.com. She's ranked number 3 in the region for the class of 2014. She's ranked number 59 in the country for 2014 and ranked number 18 forward in the country for the 2014 class. This coach and dad is pretty happy that she decided she didn't want to go too far away from home, though. Taylor is verbally committed to the University of Arkansas on a full athletic scholarship. In closing, I just want to say congratulations and thank you for your time and commitment to our program. I'm excited to see what the next 2 years bring and your bright future. I'm very proud to call you my player and my daughter.
Our next 2 athletes could not attend tonight either. Also, their coach, Dan Bokern, was unable to attend from St. Pius. Their athletic director actually emailed me and sent me a statement to read on his behalf. That is Kevin Halley from St. Pius Athletics, and he's going to give us a statement on Haley Eastridge and Ashley Mark. So I'll go ahead and take this time to read that for you. Good evening. I apologize that both Ashley and Haley were unable to attend this evening. They both have large finals tomorrow and needed to spend the evening at home studying for them. They're both honored to be included in this ceremony and wish they could be in attendance. They send their congratulations to all the recipients this evening and wish the best of luck to all teams still competing. It's been a good year for St. Pius Athletics. We've had 3 Final Four participants and our first athletic state title so far. The girls' soccer team's attempting to become the 4th Lancer team to reach the Final Four this year and are just one more victory away this coming Saturday of accomplishing that feat. While there are many important pieces needed to be successful in athletics, Ashley and Haley have been leaders for the team. They have scored and created the big goals needed to be successful, all while being great teammates and citizens. They both play other sports at St. Pius while keeping busy club soccer and softball schedules and keeping up very good grades. They're extremely deserving of the honor and are looking forward to the possibility or the opportunity of taking the Lancers to the program's first Final Four. Thank you for the recognition, Kevin Halley, St. Pius. Let's give it up for those 2 girls. Again, that's Haley Eastridge and Ashley Marks from St. Pius. Our next presenter over the past 4 years has coached his team to a state title, a state runner-up finish, a third-place finish at state. They were unable to get back to the Final Four this year due to that very determined St. Pius team, but they still racked up 20 wins and were ranked at the top of Class 1. Please welcome Dustin Wingert from St. Vincent.
Thanks, guys. I'm here on behalf of Storm French, Kayla Seaball, and Abby Loppe could not be here this evening. Great coaches are made because of great players. I have 3 of the very best on the Dream Team this year. Abby, Storm, and Kayla have been my 3-headed monster that teams have had to prepare for the past 4 years. These 3 burst onto the scene in 2009 and helped lead our team as freshmen to the Class 1 state championship, the first in program history, and also the first 20-win season in program history. As sophomores, they led the program to the best 23-3 record and a third-place finish in state. They came into their junior year hearing this was the year that you can beat St. Vincent's, and all these girls did was lead us to a 22-5 record, another title game, and a rematch of the semifinals from the year before. We would go on to lose the championship game and finish second place with the second-place trophy in Class 1. Now, 2012, seniors in the program that they put on the map and helped build to what is one of the most respected programs in Class 1 and in Southeast Missouri. At some point, as a coach, you wonder when your players are going to be content, happy with their play, and stop working. I'm still waiting for that day to come with these 3 ladies. As we talked yesterday after our team meeting, all I heard is I would trade it all for one more game with you guys. Maybe not in those exact words, but the 5 seniors wanted one more game with each other. Their friendship's stronger now than ever as they entered a new world as young adults, but still realizing this was one special group. These 3 girls have led the SV program to an 85-18 record in 4 years. That is good for an 83% winning percentage. During that stretch, they have won 3 conference championships. All of those championships in the conference have won undefeated seasons in conference play. 3 district titles, 3 Final Fours, 2 state championship games, and 1 state title. Kind of sounds like 12 days of Christmas. You 3 girls have meant the world to the SV program and to me. I am glad to be exiting the program with you all, and you have represented yourself, parents, family, and school with extreme class and extreme pride. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of the ride with you. I've been so honored to be your coach and only hope that we now have a friendship that will forever link us all together with the SV program. I wish you the very best in the future, and you all know if you ever need anything, I'm just a phone call away. Thank you, and I will miss you 3 very much.
Coach Wingert, I will be calling you for a story about if this is indeed your last season at St. Vincent Soccer, so be ready for that. Moving on to our next presenter for girls soccer today, and he led his Windsor Lady Owls to a 12-7-1 record and played an epic battle against Hillsboro in the district semis that lasted 2 overtimes before they would eventually fall 2-1, but a good season this year for Windsor. Please welcome Mike Hutchison.
Kayla Dye has been a joy to coach. Through her hard work and dedication, she has made the jump from a very good player as a freshman to a difference maker as a sophomore. She shines at the biggest moments. She takes on any challenge that her team needs her to. She's a leader on the field where she's a captain as a sophomore and was named a Post-Dispatch Player of the Week. And she was also a leader in the classroom where she has a 4.018 GPA and is a member of many clubs and student council. Always our hardest worker in practice, challenging herself and her teammates to play up to their potential. She wants the ball in the biggest moments. She scored 2 goals for us in the final minute to help us tie Jabot. And in that game against Hillsboro that was just referenced, she scored with 28 seconds left to send it to overtime. Her Her 21 goals and 5 assists do not tell the full story of her value to the Windsor soccer program. She is a totally unselfish player and takes on any task that the program needs her to, including moving back into the midfield to play defense at times to mark out some of the great center midfielders that we have in our conference. And she does so with gladly and with the same effort and passion she puts into her offensive role. Kayla's a wonderful person and player to coach. I'm looking forward to coaching her for the next 2 years. Kayla Dye.
And with that, player and coach of the year time. Our player of the year in girls soccer, after a 1-year hiatus from the award, she takes it back this year. It's Kinsley Fitzpatrick from DeSoto. Our coach of the year for girls soccer has now won this award 3 out of 5 possible times since we've been doing this. Welcome back to the podium, Dustin Winger from St. Vincent.
I guess it's a great way to go out, but in reference to last year's winner and this year's winner, I don't want to win this award because that means the other guy wins the district championship. So this really is for these 3, 5, however many players that I've coached over the years. Coach Mapes, I know off the basketball, AV's golf coach had said it before, if you don't have great players, you don't have as much of anything to work with. So thank you, and good luck to everybody else.
Save those applause. We need one more big round of applause for the soccer dream team this year. We move on to girls track, and our first presenter there is probably getting used to this process by now. His athlete has made the dream team 6 times, including 3 for track. Ben Johnson, Arcadia Valley.
Thank you. Wow, this young lady, any opportunity I get to speak about Miss Saga Brzezowski is just an honor and a privilege for me, and I look forward to it every time. This young junior, what can I say about her? I was just sitting here, thinking of all the words that kind of come to mind to describe her, and just, words like iron will, determination, poise. She's a ferocious competitor, but she's also very, very humble. She's a leader on the track and as well as in the classroom, which is just as important, as all of you know, as not only coaches but teachers. But Miss Saga Brzezowski, stats kind of speak for herself. State champion as a freshman in the 1600, state champion in the 1600 and 800 as a sophomore, and now going for hopefully maybe a three-peat this coming weekend at the state championships, where she'll be there in the 800, the 16, and the 3200. She's got her goal set in mind, and she's just absolutely a ferocious competitor, and I'm very humbled to have her. She's the foundation of my team, and her success is not only contagious, but her leadership and her work ethic is also contagious, which you just can't ask for that. You can't coach work ethic. You just can't, as all of you coaches in here know, and she has it all. And all I can say to her is, Saga, thank you so much for all your hard work and everything you do. You work without question. You don't complain openly, that is anyway, not around me. And I just can't say that enough. And all I can say is we've got work to do this weekend, and then one more year, and you get to get rid of me. So thank you very much.
I want to make mention to those in the audience and everyone attending that the ceremony tonight is made possible by Crown Collision Center in Farmington, along with Dairy Queen in DeSoto, DeClue Funeral Home in Potosi, Disabled Citizens Alliance in Viburnum, the Doe Run Company, also of Viburnum, Exterior Home Solutions in Deloge, Hastings Unlimited in Farmington, and House of Flooring in Crystal City. Well, our next presenter will be speaking for Coach Scott Ragland. Bill Martin also coaches with the Central track team, and Coach Martin will be representing both Central athletes tonight. Please welcome Bill Martin to the podium.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Skylar Ragland. Skylar is the 18-year-old daughter of Scott Ragland, Heather Meyer, and Jen Woolard. And she is a senior, just recently graduated from Central High School. At Central High School, Skylar was a very good student, very good leader there. She's a member of the National Honor Society, vice president of the senior class. She's already earned almost 30 hours from Mineral Area College toward her college degree. She was a member of the volleyball team also, besides the track team. And she was recently named the Lady Rebel of the Year and awarded the Sid Bradley Memorial Scholarship. She plans on going on and pole vaulting at a 4-year college. She's had several offers already, and plans on becoming a marine biologist. And now a little bit about her pole vault career. First time we saw Sky was a 6th grader at a pole vault camp, and very first thing that she said to me, there were some poles laying there, and she said, "Coach, my name's on one of those poles." Well, I didn't quite understand it at first, but one of the major brands of pole vault poles are Sky poles. So I thought, I hope you do as well, using that pole as having your name on there, and she sure has. She's won the MAAA championship in the pole vault at every level, from the 7th grade up. She has been all-conference 3 years in the pole vault, all-district, and all-region 3 years. She's the current district and sectional champ. She's been the sectional champ for 2 years. And last year she was the first Central Lady Rebel to ever win a state championship. She was the Class 3 state champ. She's won over 20 individual varsity meets in the past 3 years. She's the school record holder there at Central with her best vault of 10.7, and she's vaulted over 10 feet on about 15 different occasions. Twice she's been invited to participate in the prestigious Kansas Relays. Sky would like to thank her parents and her grandparents and her sister Molly. They're always there for her. And her father is the track coach there, the head coach there at Central High School, and has spent numerous hours at the pole vault runway. She'd also like to thank her teammates, J-98, and all the area coaches for voting for her. I've been around coaching for about 35 years and have heard a lot of comments made by athletes over different things. And I had to file one away from Sky. She sprained her ankle last year at the Hillsborough Invitational, and it was 1 week before the district, and I was thinking, oh no. And as I went over to her and she was laying there on the mat, I said, "Are you okay, Sky?" And she said, "Well, I'm not really okay, but I want you to tell my dad one thing. I'm still wearing heels to the prom." So it's been a pleasure for me to get a chance to work with this young lady. I think, as most of these other coaches have said, not only is she a great athlete, I think she is a better person. So Skylar Ragland, Central High School.
Next presenter, also unable to attend tonight. It was to be Steve Musial from the Herculaneum track team. Caitlin Fisher, the athlete, also unable to be here, but actually got an email today from Jim Caston, who is a coach with the track team and also coaches cross country at Herculaneum. And of course, Caitlin Fisher runs the distance events, so she's a cross country runner too. And he wanted me to share some things with you about Caitlin Fisher. Here are some of her stats. She won her 3rd state championship in the 1600 and her 3rd state championship in the 3200 this past weekend. She was the conference, district, and sectional champ in the 1600 and 3200, and conference and district champ in the 800. At the Kansas Relays, she ran 10:59.69 and was 4th that time as the 2nd fastest by any girl in the state so far this year. She ran 5:09.49 in the 1600 at conference, that time as the 10th best by any girl in the state. She's one of the only 3 girls in the state that has ran under 11 minutes in the 3200 and under 5:10 in the 1600. A quote from her coach, Jim Caston: "In 42 years of coaching, I've never coached a better all-around athlete. Kate brings everything to the table: talent, competitive spirit, work ethic, determination, and is a person of great character. I'm honored to have the opportunity to coach her." That's a quote from Jim Caston. Please, a big round of applause for Caitlin Fisher from Herculaneum. Up next, we have a coach who's been named Girls Track Coach of the Year 3 out of the last 4 years. Please welcome John Kreitz from Festus.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be introducing Brianne Borman, daughter of Rich and Laura Borman. Brianne's been a major contributor to our track program all 4 of her high school years. As a freshman, she contributed individual and relay points for our team that finished 3rd in 2011. We finished 2nd. She was a major part of that. She's been kind of the kingpin of the thing for the last 2 years. Is a 15-time all-conference performer, numerous times in the district, and been there several times at the state meet. This year she's going in 4 individual events: the 100 hurdles, 300 hurdles, high jump, and long jump. She's also one of only 3 people in our school, and we've been fortunate to have some talented people that hold 3 school records: 300 hurdles, 100 hurdles, and the high jump. Brianne obviously is a talent on the track, but a lot of people don't know just how much time she puts in, as well as many of the kids up here. But she works on her craft about 10 months out of the year, and then summer track and in the weight room starting right after volleyball season. As long as I've been there, she's probably been the hardest worker for 4 years in the weight room that I've been around, boy or girl. And that's what people don't really realize, how much time she puts in. She will be attending Wichita State University next year, and we're looking forward to seeing her Friday and Saturday. Brianne Borman.
Next presenter had 2 girls qualify for state in 3 different events this year. It's Steve Davis from Potosi High School.
Thank you, Glenn. This young lady is Miss Sarah Jacobson. She's a junior at Potosi. She's the daughter of Mike and Joni Jacobson. Besides track, she's involved in cross-country, student council, FCA. She's in the National Honor Society. She's very active in her youth group at church. She has been a member of the Dream Team for the 2nd year. She has best times in the 1600 to 5:06 and 2:16 in the 800. She's been numerous all-conference and all-district. She's been all-state, and I've mentioned already Dream Teamer, but probably her greatest accomplishment's been this past fall and winter when she didn't get to run a single race in cross-country because of an injury that we had trouble figuring out what exactly it was. And basically from August to December, she was unable to run very much and not compete at all. And so in January, the slow process of building back up her mileage and her strength and getting her endurance back and getting ready to compete was a long process, but she's got a lot of grit and determination, and she's bounced back greatly from it, and very proud of her. She's going to be competing this weekend, Friday and Saturday, in 2 events at the state meet, and I think that she's going to do very well, and wishing her all the luck in the world. She's a great talent in running, but she's also a fine young Christian lady. This is Miss Sarah Jacobson.
Our MVP, or Athlete of the Year, for girls track is currently ranked in the top 5 in the state in Class 3 in 5 individual events, as well as having ran on several successful relays in her career. A big round of applause for Brianne Borman from Festus. Moving on to our girls track coach of the year. And for this year, with this award, he's now been coach of the year 4 out of the past 5 years. It's John Kreitz once again from Festus.
Thank you so much. Truly an honor when you're voted in by your peers. And I've coached football and basketball, baseball, all the sports we have, and I've said it before. In track in this area, you're not going to get finer people to coach against and really with. When we go on to different meets, you see coaches from other schools pulling for each other's kid, and it's really special. I mean, guys like Coach Davis, Coach Jett, and Coach Gasson, and all those guys that put in the time and are mentors for everybody that's came after them. It's really special. Thank you.
All right, you know the drill. Give it up one more time for the girls' track dream team. Special thanks tonight goes out to Harold's Market of Imperial, Jefferson Regional Medical Center in Festus, Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre, Line X of Jefferson County, Lucas Smith Chrysler Center in Festus, Lucky Clover Campground in Steelville, McCullough Eye Care of Festus, and Megasports in Farmington. We start the boys' track dream team, and once again, we welcome up Bill Martin from Central.
Thanks again, and it's again my pleasure to be up here to introduce a Central High School athlete. This is Maverick Scott. Maverick is the 17-year-old son of Heather Conrad of Park Hills. Maverick is a member of the basketball and track team at Central, and I'll just say that over my 35 years, I've not come across a more polite and mannerly athlete to coach. And Mav is he's really quiet to be around, but he is a very fierce competitor. Behind those quiet eyes, there is a fierce competitor. He's been a great track athlete there at Central High School. He's the 2012 MAAA Conference champion in the high jump and the triple jump. He's been all conference 2 years in the high jump, 2 years in the triple jump, and 1 year in the long jump. He's been Class 3, all district and all section in the high jump and triple jump and all region. He's an all-stater from this past year at the past Missouri Class 3 track meet. Mav finished third with a jump of 6.7. He's the Central High School record holder in the high jump. You know, a high jumper feels like a pretty good high jumper when he can jump over his head. Well, that's a pretty tough task for Mav because Mav is about 6'7". So he has been able to jump higher than his head. He has a career best of 6'8". He holds the high jump record at several track meets around here, and one that includes the University of Missouri Relays. He's the record holder there. Twice he's been to the Kansas Relays, and the Kansas Relays is probably the premier high school track and field event. It's held in April at the University of Kansas in Lawrence. They only take the top 36 out of the whole Midwest. In the past couple of years, they're usually about 9 or 10 state champions there. Last year, Mav won the Kansas Relays Championship. This year he was third, and so that's quite an accomplishment. And this year he is undefeated versus all others in Missouri. So Mav also would like to thank his family and teammates and J-98. A special thank you to his family. His mother and grandparents are there. You look up and you see them all the time, and I think there's nothing more special than having your family there when you compete, and he's very fortunate. So I'd like to introduce you again to Maverick Scott.
Next presenter is a two-time Coach of the Year winner who will be sending 3 girl relay teams to state this year, along with an individual girl and an individual boy who he'll be telling you about right now. Please welcome Derek Eves from Farmington.
I have the pleasure of introducing Carl Wheeler. Carl is a senior at Farmington High School, a 4-year member of the Farmington High School track team. Some of Carl's accomplishments are all-conference 18 times, district champ 4 times as an individual or part of a relay team, and also all-state twice, once as a member of the 4x4 team, placing 7th, and last year placing 6th in the 300 hurdles. He has been a big part of 2 district team championships and is the only boy in Farmington school history who can say he's been a part of 4 conference team championships. Carl's events are the long jump, where he jumped 20 feet, the 400, where he has a relay split under 51 seconds, the 110 hurdles, where he has ran 15:19 last weekend at St. John at the sectional meet, the 300 hurdles, where he ran 39.86 last weekend also. He has also been a part of the 4x2, 4x4, and 4x8 teams. Carl is an incredibly tough athlete. This year we've asked him to do a few things that a lot of athletes couldn't do. One of those things is to run a 4x8 and then follow that up with the 110 hurdles, which, as you track coaches know, are back-to-back events. Also at the conference track meet, we asked him to run the open 4 and then the 300 hurdles, which are also back-to-back events. The best thing about the conference meet was that Carl sacrificed his personal goals for the team. We told him that he had to win the 400 because we didn't have anyone else on the team that had the ability to win the 400 besides him. Well, the effort he used to win the 400 allowed his teammate to beat him in the 300 hurdles. His teammate got first and Carl took second. It didn't bother him that he took second, or at least he didn't show me that it bothered him, because we got the most points possible as we could as a team. Carl's season is not done. He has advanced to the state track meet in the 110 hurdles and 300 hurdles, where he hopes to be all-state in both and break a couple school records. Next year I will miss his toughness that he brought to the track program the last 4 years, and I'll also miss, as Coach Ford from Fredericktown said, the reckless abandon that he runs the 300s with. Mr. Carl Wheeler.
Up next, our next presenter has the privilege of introducing 3 of the five boys track dream teamers this year. It's Chris Partney from Festus.
As they're getting their certificates here, I just want to say what a tough time it's going to be as a coach, saying goodbye to 3 seniors that have meant so much to the program and to me, our assistant coaches, as these 3 young men have, along with about a dozen other seniors that we have that have really made a great unit for our program. And these 3 young men are very special young men. We'll talk a little bit about each here. Drew, standing immediately to my left, is the defending state champion in the 3200. The school record holder in the 1600 and 3200, conference record holder in the 1600 and 3200. He will be going to the state meet this weekend in the 4x8, the 16 and the 3200. He has ran one of the fastest 3200 meter races by a distance runner in the history of Missouri at a meet in Acadia in Los Angeles, California, that he was invited to. It was an elite invitational meet where he went out and ran a 9:04, which is one of the fastest 300s, like I said, that has been run by a high school athlete. He has the second fastest 1600 in 3A this year. And what I want to tell Drew White, other than just the statistics that I could sit up here and read and talk about because he's got plenty of them, is that the legacy he leaves behind at Festus, it isn't winning the 1600 at KU and getting to meet the great Jim Ryan. It isn't that phenomenal race in Los Angeles that he ran when he ran the 9:04. It's the young athletes that have come into the program to be like Drew White. It's the young distance kids that come and they want to be fast and they want to train hard and they want to do what Drew did, and that has helped our program get and will sustain it hopefully at a high level, that Coach Wright, our distance coach, works so hard with these young men because of what they've seen Drew do and some of these other seniors that we have. That's the legacy that he will leave behind, at least in my mind. and I'm sad to see him go, but I'm excited to see his future. He'll be running at the University of Missouri this fall. Drew White. Next we have Shane Brown. Shane Brown is a state qualifier this upcoming weekend in the 1600, the 3200, the 4x8. He is a member of the school record holding 4x8 team. Right now he is the second fastest 3200 in 3A, the fourth fastest 1600 in 3A, and is again going to be part of that senior crew that we're going to miss so much, but that we are excited this weekend on what they're going to do. I'm going to repeat something I said a long time ago about Shane, either his freshman or sophomore year. I will take Shane in almost any race that is a competitive race at the end. I will take Shane in any kind of race where it's going to take heart and guts and just sheer fighting to get across the finish line for his team, for himself, mostly for his team and for his coaches. The effort he has given in cross-country meets is almost legendary, passing out at state track meets, giving everything he can to where he can't walk. And I said once that if instead of an 800, if it was a 700 meter, and then the last 100, you just had to fight in some crazy ball and roll across the finish line for 100 meters, I would bet on Shane every time. Because that's the kind of person he is. If he's out of everything and you just see it isn't there because he's given everything, you know in that last part of the race that he's going to be there and he's going to give everything he has and he's going to finish a successful race because he's that kind of kid and that kind of special person. Shane Brown. Lastly, we have Jason Walker. Jason is currently first in the discus in 3A. Second in the shot put in 3A. He'll be competing in both of those events at the state track meet this weekend. He is our school record holder in the shot and disc. He is the conference record holder in the discus. And all of those things, like the statistics I gave you with the first two young men, are great, but it's the intangibles that we'll remember with all of them. And with Jason, it will be remembering the college coach that was bringing his kids over to watch Jason because he had such perfect technique as a sophomore and a junior at meets. It will be him arguing with me so that he can run the relays with the throwers, which I've mentioned a million times, and he always wants to run those throwers relays, and you're not going to get hurt doing that. It won't be all of those things that I've mentioned before at track banquets and dream team banquets. It'll be the hard work, it'll be the dedication, it'll be the hours he spends, it'll be the amount of time that he puts into doing what he does as good as he does, jumping into a new event like shot put, which he just did last year and becoming so successful because of his dedication. And he will never know, how proud I am of him. All of these young men were with me my first year when I was coaching 4 years ago when I began as head coach. And to have them and others stay for the 4 years is why I've been successful. And that says a lot about the dedication and the character of these young men on my left. So, Jason Walker.
And with that, time once again to announce our Athlete of the Year, Track Athlete of the Year in boys track this year. And bringing home the hardware, he's currently ranked first in the state of Missouri. That's all classes in the 3200. You heard Coach Partney talk about that. It's Drew White from Festus. Coach of the Year in boys track, it's another tie this year. Again, just like with golf, we'll bring him up one at a time. He's the only track coach. The first one's the only track coach with 3 athletes on the Dream Team this year. It's Chris Partney.
Thank you very much for this, but in all reality, there should be about 7 or 8 of these, and they should go to my assistant coaches. There's really no reason that I would be up here if it wasn't for not just the phenomenal athletes, especially all the seniors that we have that have done great things this year, but also the assistant coaches that we have, whether they're Coach Wright and Coach Ludwig, Coach Lavalley, Coach Kreitz, Coach Tedford, I'm going to forget somebody I know, Coach Amston, our coaches that are volunteers like Coach White and Coach Borman. and anybody else that I might have skipped over there. That's the reason why we've done such good things, and that I'm proud to be part of the program. Thank you very much.
A little bit of a unique situation with our second track coach of the year. Actually, no Dream Teamers from his track team this year, but he was able to bring home the second boys state track title back to Valley Catholic High School, second year in a row. Welcome Jake Martin to the podium from Valley Catholic.
Again, congratulations to all the athletes that are behind me. Like most coaches said, I wouldn't be standing here without great athletes. And to be honored with the likes of Coach Partney and Coach Eves, it's a very special thing to me, and I wish I could share it with my athletes back home that unfortunately aren't here to get to see this. But without them, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be honored as well. I'd like to give a special thanks to my assistant coach, Coach Jay Pope. Without him, I would probably be stressed to the bejesus every day. And he brings a certain enlightenment to me as a coach and makes me better. But thank you to all the coaches who thought I was deserved this recognition, because, most in the track community don't understand that, right before we went to state, Coach Partney helped me out a little bit and got one of my athletes to qualify for state, which, is a special thing that we have in the track community. And I thank him for giving him the opportunity to qualify in the districts. And, thank you to everybody else who who voted on me for this award. Thank you guys very much.
All right, big round of applause. Boys Track Dream Team 2012. Another special thanks tonight goes out to Midwest Sports Center of Farmington, Mineral Area College, and Park Hills for allowing us to have the Dream Team ceremony here. Potosi R3 Schools, Shelter Insurance Agent Dana Richter in Steelville, SMTS Transportation of Fredericktown, State Representative Joe Fowler in St. John and Steelville R3 Schools. We move on to the baseball Dream Team now, and our first presenter has coached the team to 3 straight district championships, including a state title back in 2010. Welcome Matt Holdinghausen from Crystal City.
I'd like to introduce Tyler McClanahan and Alex Winkleman. Both of these guys are seniors, and both of these guys have been in the program for 4 years. I'm going to talk about both of them together first, and then explain some things individually about them. But as our program it has basically followed along the path of these two gentlemen and 8 other teammates. I had 10 seniors this year who will be graduating, and over the last 3 years, I know that they have won 63 games. So, very, very talented group, and these two are two of the main leaders. These are the kind of kids that you wouldn't have any problem with taking them into situations like this, because they will basically represent their parents well, themselves well, their coach well, and their school well. So very very impressive young men here. And these guys are also the kind of kids that at our level in Class 2, we have to do a lot of work on the field and things like that. And these guys are the leaders that go out there and do the stuff first without me having to say it, and it's very impressive. I'll start with Tyler McClanahan. He, to the left there, he has been our second baseman this year. He's hit third for us this year, which is a tough situation, because as a coach, you know, and the players know that that's going to be one of the better hitters in the lineup. You face a lot of different pitches than you would in 6, 7, 8, that kind of spot. So he has led our team in batting average this year, and he was over 500 for the whole season until the very end. He ended up hitting 488. He had 10 doubles. He ended up with 40 hits overall, 27 RBIs. And like I said, on a team with a lot of statistics, we had, like I said, he was one of the better hitters that we had on this team. He ended up only striking out 4 times the whole season. He was on base over half of his at-bats, and ended up slugging almost 700. So for him, very, very important for our team. Came through with a lot of clutch, timely hits, and really led our team early whenever we had some players in basketball that basically went into the season a little bit, so they were a little rusty coming in. He really carried us early in the season with the statistics. with the RBIs. He will be attending Lindenwood University in Belleville next year. And like I said, I liked him enough to have him as a cadet teacher in my classroom, and he helped me wrangle in junior high kids all year. So I have to tell him how much I appreciate that, and he knows what I mean. So I'd like to present to you Tyler McClanahan. Next individual I'll be introducing is Alex Winkleman, and he is basically, I believe, could be considered a dream teamer twice because of his pitching statistics and his outfield statistics, offensive statistics. As a batter, he hit .467, was on base almost 6 out of 10 times, 35 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 17 RBIs as our leadoff guy. He also walked 21 times. He had 25 stolen bases and 38 runs for our squad, which is a statistic. Offensively, he could have made the team, but he's also a pitcher. And as a pitcher, he went 8-2 for us this year, 5 complete games, 2 saves. He had a .99 ERA, 123 strikeouts to 9 walks, and he had 6 in one of his last games. So he was up to about a 40-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And if you're a baseball statistics person, that is absolutely unbelievable. His WHIP was .69, and he averaged about 13 strikeouts a game for us. And as a coach, you can really appreciate that because that takes a lot of the, physical errors that can happen in a game away, and it basically helped us out quite a bit. And opponents ended up hitting 149 to him. He's one of the most decorated athletes I've ever seen come out of our school district. He has been all conference 3 years in different positions, pitcher, outfield. In 2010, 11, and 12, he's all district 2010, 2011, and I'm sure it will be 2012. He's been the Jefferson County Small Schools MVP in 2011 and 2012, Dream Team MVP last year in 2011. He was a major part of our 2010 state championship as he pitched us through the playoffs. He had 2 wins as a sophomore, so a very important part of that team. He was a finalist for the Missouri Amateur Hall of Fame Rising Star Award. All-State first-team pitcher in 2011. He was a first-team utility in 2010, and he will be attending Southeast Missouri State University playing baseball there, and both of these guys will have continued success due to their work ethic and their manners, and they're just good young guys. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next presenter is actually our reigning coach of the year, led his team to another 19-win season this year. It's Craig Gibbs from the Farmington Knights.
Two young men I'll be introducing tonight are Alex Pinkston and Logan Bradley. First, I'll talk about Alex. Alex is the son of Dwayne and Vicki Pinkston, the grandson of Joanne Matthews, Ernie, and Rose Pinkston. Alex is a 3-year starter for Farmington. He's a 2-time first-team all-conference, 2-time first-team all-district. This season, in 25 games, he had 45 hits and hit .511. Had 17 extra base hits, had an .804 on base average, 23 RBIs out of the leadoff position, scored 34 runs. Alex will be attending Mendelary College here to play baseball next year, along with several other of his teammates from this year. And Alex has been an anchor in our middle infield for the past 3 years, and it's days like today that it just reiterates, when you get kids that are talented like Alex and Logan, when they finally leave your program, the holes, and hopefully the younger kids that have come through our program will pick up where they've left off. I know we got some big shoes to fill with Alex Pinkston. Next is Logan Bradley. Logan's the son of John and Lisa Bradley. This is his second year on the Dream Team. He's a 2-time first-team all-conference, 2-time first-team all-district. Logan's kind of like the young man from Crystal City. He could go both ways on this team. Offensively, had 33 hits, hit .432, had a .759 on base percentage, had 24 RBIs. And on the mound, he was 6-1, had a .972 ERA, and opponents hit 176 against him. Logan started as well as a sophomore, and I was thinking the other day about his first at-bats. He come in a pretty crucial situation and got a game-winning RBI, and we knew then that for the next 3 years we were going to be able to count on him to drive runs in, and that's what he's done. And Logan will continue his baseball career here at Mental College, along with Alex and a couple of our seniors, and they've been a real talented group. They're 38-10 the last 2 years. They're back-to-back MAAA conference champs, and fortunate enough to win the conference tournament this year. And it's just been a real talented group, and been fun to be around. And we just know we got big shoes to fill at Farmington when these guys leave. Thank you.
Up next, we have a coach that led his team to a district championship this season, a 21-win campaign for the Festus Tigers. Please welcome Jeff Montgomery.
I have here, ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Wilkerson, senior, Festus High School. Caleb is the son of Gina Hickson and Jeff Wilkerson of Festus. He's nominated as a starting pitcher and also an outfielder on our team this year. Our team went 21-6. Won the conference and won the district this year. He was our number 3 hitter on a team that basically drove in 250 runs, and he was a big part of our team making the sectional. Caleb really put together a great offensive season, batting over 400 and driving in 33 runs. He was 4-1 on the mound as a pitcher. He was all-conference last year as a junior, and this is the first time he's been selected to the Dream Team. I'd like to thank the coaches for voting for him for this season. And not only is he a good ball player, he's also an outstanding student. You know, he came in this year and really worked to keep his GPA up with a 4.0 GPA. He ranks in the top 5% of his class. He had a high ACT score this year. And he's the type of player who comes prepared to play every day. He works hard and does all the little things for your team. Next year he's going to be attending SIUE Edwardsville on a baseball scholarship to fulfill his dream of playing ball at the college level. Very proud of him. Ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Wilkerson.
Our next presenter is probably cringing at what I'm going to say about him today. He taught my freshman world, geography class or something like that. He was also my football coach my freshman year too, and I'm going to tell you a little story about Coach O'Keefe. Last year, I embarrassed him a little bit, I think, when I introduced him. So rather than embarrassing him this year, I will embarrass myself. I was on the freshman football team at Perryville High School. I was not good, okay? I broadcast sports because I can't play them. That's basically the story. So I'm like third string football, and Coach O'Keefe has always been a supporter of me for some reason, even though I've not been good at really anything. He's always supported me in that, and he decides to put me on the starting special teams unit in a freshman football game. I'm like, all right, this is my chance. This is cool. And I think he even told me before I went out there, impress me on special teams. Maybe you'll get a starting spot one of these days. So I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. I was on the return unit, and all I had to do was just go hit somebody, block somebody. So I was pretty amped about it, but also kind of nervous, knowing that the coaches are watching me. This is my chance to shine. The ball gets kicked off. Our really good kick returner gets the football, and I make the mistake of watching the kick returner to see where he's going to go instead of going and just blocking somebody. So I'm not looking downfield. I'm running, and I get absolutely smashed. And I mean, it was trucked. I did a backflip, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not even exaggerating. I landed on my feet. I got hit so hard. Did a backflip, landed on my feet. Was dazed and went on and just kept playing. So I'm coming off the field, and I'm expecting Coach O'Keefe to just lay into me. If you know Coach O'Keefe like I do, if you get humiliated, he'll kind of tweak you a little bit and kind of make fun of you about it. But I come off the field, and he says, "Good job, Johnson." And I'm like, I kind of did a double take. I was like, did he get my jersey right? And I was like, "Coach, you saw what happened, right?" He says, "Yeah, but you got right back up. You went and hit the next guy and kept a guy from making a tackle." I was like, I guess that's a pretty good way to look at it. But the moral of the story is Coach O'Keefe has always found a way to make me smile, and I know he does that with his players and his students at Perryville High School. He's a great guy. Don O'Keefe from Perryville.
I appreciate that, and Coach McDaniel, if possible, after I got thrown under the bus last year, if possible this year, if we could just keep it nice and I don't get embarrassed on the radio through a bunch of people. The gentleman that I'm speaking about today is Jake Double-R. Jake Double-R is the son of Shane and Judy Double-R. What to say about Jake? Obviously, most people look at him, they think, my God, that's a huge kid. And he's a big boy. And I'll tell you, Jake has been one of those kids that he's really worked hard to get to the position that he's been in. When he started off as a freshman, good-sized kid, but the body wasn't there yet, the coordination wasn't there. Most people could have just accepted that and not worked hard. Jake started coming in at around 6 a.m. every morning, and he knew that one of his problems was his midsection. So he wound up working every day on that, and every day you could see him getting a little better and a little better. Then you start noticing Jake is doing things in the afternoon also. His passion, there's no question, was always baseball, but the work ethic is something, as coaches will tell you, is something you can't coach. And to have a kid like that, you're very fortunate. If I needed something help on the field, first kid, if I was sitting there in the fall and I was going to go out during a Saturday, Jake's like, hey, what time are you going to be there? Sure enough, Saturday, there he is, and he's working on the mound. If you've ever seen our mound, we kind of make it a little bigger at Perryville. And we figure for pitchers, you're 6'9", you're now about 7'2", so we figure that works out pretty good. Through the wintertime, he's the first one in. He wants that cage dropped. He wants to get his work there also. He's a heck of a presence. Stat-wise, on the field, you're talking about a kid who hit 450. As far as run producer, he truly was our run producer. I think he was close to around 50 RBIs this year. And just once again, when you saw him and he hit in the cage or he hit even on the field, there was a presence about him. He was one of those that when you threw to him, you just said, this is one of those kids that could change a game on us. If we make one mistake, he could wind up burning us. Pitching-wise, he did a wonderful job for us this year. Threw real well, times where he was put against some very good teams. Crystal City had a very talented team. Festus had a very talented team. And to have confidence in Jake to be able to come through and go against them, he took on some very talented players. Outside of school, inside school itself, Jake got a 26 on his ACT. And his family is much a stickler about academics. Judy, that finds those things very important. She's a teacher at the school. So when he started to slip, the first thing that Judy would wind up threatening is obviously the baseball part. So, and she would have pulled the trigger if she had to make sure his grades stayed up. Jake is going to be going to Southwest Illinois College to play ball under Coach Fiala. I think that could be an awesome opportunity for him if he takes advantage of it, which I think he will. And I think I'll get a chance to watch him play 4 years of baseball and walk out with a very good education wherever he goes. But Jake Double-R.
Jake, if you're available after the ceremony, I need a sign hung. If you could help me out with that. Just kidding. All right, moving on. Our next presenter, his first year as the head coach of Potosi was my first year as a broadcaster for a regional radio, so we've gotten to know each other pretty well. A nice guy, very accommodating. Please welcome Brian Weibel from Potosi.
It's my privilege to introduce Dakota Glore. And first off, I want to say thank you to the coaches for voting for Dakota. If you notice, most of these teams' representatives are teams that had really good records. At least a few of them had 20 wins, 19. We were 11-13. And to have a record like that and for the coaches to realize the talent that I have with this player right here, I really commend you and want to say thank you for voting for him. Dakota, fortunately for me, is only a junior, and that's the best thing for me. He's coming back next year, where some of these other seniors, I wish you the best, but I'm really glad you guys are graduating, especially Logan Bradley and Farmington and all these other St. Francis County teams. To brag on Dakota, he's only missed one game from his freshman year. He started every single game except for one. As a freshman, he was a part of a 20-win season, 20-3 team. He was our 5-hitter, and he only hit .418 as a freshman. He worked really, really hard, and then came back as a sophomore and hit .508. And this past year, he hit .514 for us. He really carried us through the second half of the season while some of the other averages were dropping. His continued to stay steady. His career average right now is 480. I'm looking for a really good year for him again next year. I'd love to see him get that career average up to 500. He gets on base 62% of the time, and he's had 97 hits in 3 years so far. And 3 more hits, obviously, for you non-math majors will be 100, and so that's pretty exciting. And the best thing about it is he's really became a leader this year for us. He's been kind of that silent leader. He's really led by example. He's really turned it on. He hustles everywhere, and he's really good because we're a young team. We got a lot of young, impressionable kids, freshman and sophomore, and he's really stepped up and led. And like I said, he's been that silent leader, but anytime he says something, the kids really listen. And it's just been a pleasure and honor to coach him. And like I said, the best thing for me is I get to coach him one more year. Dakota Glory.
Next up, our presenter has led his young team to 27 wins over the past 2 years. And Coach O'Keefe hopefully doesn't give you too much trouble again this year. It's Mike McDaniel from St. Genevieve.
First, I have to say congratulations to Judd Nagger and the Valley Catholic Warriors. If you guys haven't heard, they did beat Twin Rivers today, so congratulations to him and his team. And Coach O'Keefe, I'm sorry, but you are not exempt from tonight's broadcast. In case anybody's ever familiar with watching, say, professional games or anything, they have a tarp crew that takes care of getting the tarp off of the field. Well, Coach O'Keefe, I guess, maybe didn't learn the lesson that you're supposed to secure that tarp first on a windy day. And I'm not sure if Coach O'Keefe and I had a race, I might be able to beat him. I think I might be able to. And needless to say, that windy day, whenever it's not secured, that tarp looked like a big, giant tidal wave coming toward him. And he took off running, but apparently, rather than beating the tarp beat him and wrapped him up like a burrito. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that some of his words, some chosen words that maybe I can't repeat here, but some of his other words were that, oh, please, Lord, not like this. I thought it'd at least be by a cheeseburger, but not like this. But Coach O'Keefe, I mean well. You're a great friend, great coach. I mean well by it. All right, on to my player right here, Brock Kreitler, junior second baseman for the St. Genevieve Dragons baseball team. When you look at this young man, he may look like a regular high school kid with his long hair, which he just did get recently cut, his comfortable clothes, or, maybe just simply a baseball player. When I look at him, I see a big old goofball of a kid that's extremely laid back, is determined to get the job done, and simply just has a lot of fun. These are all fantastic qualities to have as a person, but even more so as a ball player. You can't let too much get to you in the game of baseball. You have to remain competitive, and you have to remember that baseball is a kid's game. It's supposed to be fun. Brock eats, breathes, and sleeps baseball. He's no different than any of the rest of his counterparts in this stage for all the sports. His drive and passion to be the best that he possibly can be. Over the last 2 seasons, Brock has put up big numbers for us with his stats, carrying a 3.3 GPA in the classroom in the top 20% of his class. He's been named all-conference first team the last 2 years, all-district last year. This is his first time on the Dream Team, but his averages over the last 2 years have been a .453 batting average, an on-base percentage of over 50%. He's averaged 33 hits this season, 22 RBIs, 22 runs, only averaged 5 strikeouts per season. He's had 28 extra base hits, which means that over 40% of his hits have been for extra bases in his 2 years as a sophomore and as a junior. Brock has been a part of a solid middle infield combination with teammate Andrew Suter for a long time, and I've been blessed to have them since their freshman year in the middle infield. Brock has a solid glove and some of the softest hands that I've ever seen. While he's best suited to play infield, he keeps trying his best to let me put him into pitch so he can throw his nasty knuckleball. Any one of us baseball coaches knows at least one or a few of our guys on our teams and swears he has the filthiest Uncle Charlie, and Brock's definitely no different. Needless to say, he has 0 innings on the mound. In closing, though, I couldn't ask for a better kid to have on my team, a better teammate, and friend to his fellow players, and a better son for his parents, Dennis Kreitler and Connie Bowman, to have at home. While Brock might not consider this season to be as good as last season statistically speaking, he shouldn't beat himself up too much. After all, you can just blame it on the new bats. He's been a great asset to the team and will definitely use that competitive drive to motivate him and his teammates to have a very successful senior campaign. Once again, I'm very proud to present to you Mr. Brock Kreitler.
Maybe next year, if both are able to get Dream Team athletes on again, we'll put Perryville after St. Genevieve so you don't have to go through that again, Coach. Coach McDaniel also stole my thunder with Valley Catholic. Valley Catholic's up next, and I was going to let you know that they came back and won. It was a game we broadcast on one of our radio stations, AM 800 KREI. Valley Catholic advances on to the Final Four in the state in Class 2. Can we get a round of applause for them? And we'll continue to cover Valley Catholic for as far as they go in the high school playoffs. But that does bring us to our next presenter. Judd Nager from Valley obviously couldn't be here tonight due to the baseball game, but he did send me a statement to read on behalf of his player, Alec Grimminger. Alec couldn't be here either playing in the game, but Warriors in that state quarterfinal game now, and they'll be playing next week. Judd Nager, here's his statement that he sent to me. I'd like to start out by congratulating all the members of the 2012 Spring Dream Team. I'd like to say thanks to all the coaches who voted for our athlete on the team this season. Alec Grimminger is the son of Dick and Suzanne Grimminger. Alec has once again exceeded all expectations. He was also a member of the football Dream Team this past year. He's not the biggest guy on the field, but he plays with a tremendous tenacity and swagger. He wants to be the man. Alec has batted leadoff for us this season and has done everything a coach could ask of him from a leadoff hitter. He's currently hitting .425 with 39 hits, including 2 in the sectional matchup against Crystal City. He's the fastest player that I've had the pleasure to coach in my 11 years. This is evident by his 35 runs scored and 28 stolen bases. He's only been caught stealing one time, and that was on a pickoff. Alec really shines on the defensive side of the diamond as well. His fielding percentage is well over .950 from his shortstop position, and his speed and athleticism allow him to make plays that very few in the area could make. His catch versus Crystal City this past Monday was one of the best you could see at any level. Sorry, Coach Holdinghausen, about that. Alec is the ultimate game day competitor. There's no situation too big for him. He's constantly made plays when the team needs him the most. He's a major reason that we were able to shatter everyone's expectations for the 2012 season. He's the epitome of what we want out of players when the going gets tough. He does not listen to outside voices. He just listens to the voice inside him that simply says, I can. However, Alec has constantly had to walk in the shadow of a very successful older brother. However, he's emerged from that shadow, and his talent shines as bright as anyone's. Alec would like to continue playing baseball at the junior college level and beyond. His greatest days on a baseball diamond are still ahead of him. Thank you, Coach N. Up next for West County, I understand John Simile was unable to make it tonight. He, too, was coaching elsewhere. But was Bobby Simile able to make it out tonight? Yes, he is. Bobby Simile is going to present for Kyle Harrison of West County. Please welcome Bobby Simile to the stage.
It was awesome. I had about 4 hours notice that I was going to do this evening, so I appreciated my brother let me in on that. It was nice of him to let me know about 2 o'clock today. I had to do this, and I had other plans. I just walked in the building. Sorry about my dress. This is as good as you're going to get. I apologize. Kyle is the son of Debbie and Gary Harrison. He's been a 4-year starter at West County. Played in 4 district title games. Unfortunately, we only won 2 of those. He's been a 3-time first-team all-conference, 3-time first-team all-district, 2nd-team all-state as a junior. I guess that hasn't been announced this year as far as senior year goes. His stats this season, had 31 hits and 77 at-bats, a .403 batting average, 4 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs. I've been a part of West County baseball for a long time as far as a kid growing up and seeing it for the last 25 years that I can remember. Kyle's been the best catcher that's came to through our program in those 25 years. and that's a lot attributed to Kyle's hard work and work ethic. From a freshman to a senior, his improvement, a lot of that's been on him. Great work ethic, great kid. Hopefully he gets the opportunity to go on and play at the next level. I think he'll be successful. I've enjoyed my 4 years with him. That's Kyle Harrison.
And now it's time to announce our baseball player and coach of the year for 2012. And our player of the year is actually going to retain his title from last year. Once again, it's Alex Winkleman from Crystal City. Okay, and I told you earlier that we had 3 ties tonight for Coach of the Year, and for Baseball Coach, no different. Another tie, 2 will be honored here tonight. We'll bring them up one at a time once again. The first one that I'm going to bring up is also retaining his title from last year, Craig Gibbs from Farmington.
Sound like a broken record, but just like Coach Mapes and these other guys have said, when you're blessed with the kind of talent that I've been blessed with, these seniors, 6 really talented young men, that 5 of those kids have been starters or contributors since they were sophomores, and the 38 wins they put up the last 2 years. As long as I got them to the games on time and turned in a lineup, they kind of took care of business. So they sure made us look really, really good. Thank you.
Had to use up a lot of paper for all these ties that we had. Our next Coach of the Year for baseball this year is a first-time recipient of the award. He saw his player accept the Player of the Year award. It's Matt Holdinghausen from Crystal City.
We were at the Rising Star Banquet, I guess about a month ago, and Tate Matheny won the award. And Mike Matheny was there to see his son and win the award, and this is when the Cardinals were doing really, really well. And everybody asked him, how you like this, how you like doing it? And he said, all I do is get out of the way. And that's basically, with 10 seniors, 2 Dream Teamers this year, that's basically what I'm trying to do also. So let these guys play. And congratulations to Valley, but and they beat us 1-0. It was a great game, and I really wish that the 10 seniors could have gone out on a better note. But overall, I just thank you for everyone that voted for me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can we get another round of applause for the baseball Dream Team this year? Thought we were done, didn't you? We are actually not done. Every year we announce a Scholar Athlete Award. We usually do it in the Spring Sports Dream Team ceremony because it encompasses all 3 Dream Team ceremonies that we do. And what we're looking for, an athlete who makes our Dream Team. They have to be a Dream Team member who exemplifies just excellence in the classroom as well as on the field or on the court or whatever the case may be. So we look at everything, GPA, extracurricular activities, class rank, and just anything extra special that catches our eye when you coaches send in your nomination forms. So in the future, if you're ever thinking, maybe I have a player or an athlete that could possibly get this award, feel free to send in any information academically about them because they could possibly win this award. We do a boy and a girl each year, and our boy was actually from this Dream Team group, but unfortunately unable to make it here tonight. I'll tell you a little bit about him. He's in NHS, he's in FBLA, he's in Math and Science Club as well, maintains a perfect 4.0 GPA at Steelville High School, and what I thought was really interesting about him, he was accepted into the Aerospace Engineering Department at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. A big round of applause for Zach Fester, Steelville Golf. The other one was a junior, actually, this year, and also, unfortunately, unable to attend. So kind of a shame there, but I'll tell you a little bit about her. She's involved in so many different clubs. It's unreal. National Honor Society. She's an ambassador, student council, junior mentor, St. Vincent de Paul Society, also involved with feeding the homeless, newspaper club, varsity volleyball for 3 years, varsity basketball for 2 years, track and field for 1 year as well. Her GPA is well above a 4.0. She's ranked first in her class from the St. Pius volleyball team Amy held. And we'll get those athletes their plaques. They have some beautiful plaques that we will be sending their way. Before we wrap it up tonight, I do want to thank Stonecrest Healthcare in Viburnum, along with Sweetie Pie's Dessert Studios in Festus, Unitech Career Center in Bonne Terre, Valley Schools, Washington County Memorial Hospital in Potosi, and YMCA of the Ozarks in Potosi. One big welcome to Mineral College and Roxanne Cummings for allowing us to again have the ceremony here. Can we get a round of applause for Mac? And keep it going for the 2012 Spring Sports Dream Team ceremony.